So the first thing you need to understand is whenever I work with a player that is above the age of 25, I'm trying to dial in two very key aspects of their gameplay. Typically, the older a player is in age, the wiser of a player they are, meaning it's very easy for them to understand game sense, decision making, and things like that once you break it down to them. So what I focus on is two concepts. The first concept is everything that happens before they engage into a gunfight. The reason why I focus on this is because even before you engage into a gunfight, whether you have slower reaction time, whether you have good aim or bad aim, everything you do pre-gunfight actually decides how the outcome is going to go. To give you just a few examples of what I mean by this, I'll show you right now. Here are some pre-gunfight indicators that'll help you understand whether or not you're going to win the gunfight. First pre-fight indicator is how you actually peek into the angle. Are you doing a one-step peek? Are you doing a two-step peek? Are you doing a jiggle peek? Are you doing a wide swing? Or are you jiggle one tap into a wide swing? There are so many different variations and so many different ideas of how to go about something. The second pre-gunfight indicator is crosshair placement. Is your crosshair already in the right area before you even peek into the angle? Are you leaving a gap in case the enemy player decides to peek as well? And now for the final pre-gunfight indicator. After you actually peek into the angle, are you already ready to start your movement? You should already have the intention of strafing the moment you peek an angle. Some of the best gunfight hygiene from some of the best players involves actually bursting in between strafes. But if you want to be even faster, you can learn to tap in between strafes. Now let's talk about the second concept, which is going to go a little bit more into map theory. This concept is the art of creating your own timings in Valorant. Alright, so let's talk about what most players in Valorant do. What most players in Valorant do in ranked is they all just run it down. Alright guys, let's go A, let's go A. You have 2 people go short, 3 people go long, whatever the case may be, and then they come to this entrance point. Once they arrive at this entrance point, they're typically met with a lot of resistance, right? You might get a molly, you might get a smoke, you might get a lot of shots being fired, and from here, your team has 2 decisions that they can make. The first decision is they actually fight this and they commit to this site, right? The second decision is that they all rotate. And the final decision, which is rather rare, especially in lower elos, is where they fake the rotate and they actually stay hidden until, the stuff dies down, so they just default, and then they go back inside, which is very, very rare. The more likely option is that your team is going to rotate at the first signs of pressure because they realize it's going to be very hard for them to take the site. Now imagine your entire team is rotating, right? Now imagine how most players play Valorant. They rotate with their team. What this does is it creates a 50-50 because now this team is going to be rotating to C, for example, and the players on A are going to realize, oh, they left. Let's all rotate as well. What's going to happen is that you guys are going to meet their team on C site and it's going to be a 50, 50 basically. So the question is, how do we increase the odds of us winning the round by actually increasing the odds of these 4 players winning their gunfights on C side after they rotate? Well, the answer is very simple. It's right in front of you. There's a reason why I said only 4 players. The reason why is because instead of you rotating with your teammates to go to C, you are going to do what's called an insert. An insert is when you actually insert yourself in a certain location of the map after your teammates have taken that space. So for example, your teammates took space up long and your teammates took space up short, right? Let's say you went long for this example, and then you guys meet a lot of resistance, your team starts rotating, but you decide to tuck behind this box. Now what this does is that your teammates are rotating, and while they're rotating, the enemy team is going to realize, oh look guys, they're no longer A, let's start rotating as well, right? And this is where you can create your own timing and you can get behind these players. You can lurk behind the players that are rotating from the enemy team, and you can get a bunch of free kills. Now you might be asking the question, well, what happens after the first time I do this? Because obviously after the first time you do this, they're going to be very much aware of your lurk, right? The beautiful thing about this is that that's exactly what you want. You want these enemy players to be aware of your lurk, because if they're aware of your lurk, then guess what? It increases the odds for your teammates to actually win and take control of the C site. The reason for why it works this way is because now if they're worried about your lurk, they're forced to take time to either clear you out or they'll just stall on site and someone's going to wait for you to creep up. What this does is it slows down the rotates from the enemy team, so now they're going to be way later on their rotation to C because they're worried about your lurk, and your teammates will have a very easy time taking the C site and having full control of it. And what does this entire thing do? Well, it just increases your chances of winning the round, and you can abuse it as many times as you want. And the other reason I really like this for lower elo players is because it really allows you to understand and build on that foundation of understanding timings and how to create your own timings. And of course, the higher in rank you go, you'll only progressively get better and better at creating your own timings. If you are interested in getting coached by me until you reach your dream rank in Valorant, go ahead and check out my links in bio or send me a DM on Instagram. I'm always ready to help out.